If you have an Xbox Series X or S, you more than likely will run out of storage, and that is where the secondary storage such as Samsung Portable SSD T9 and the Seagate storage expansion card come in. But the question is, which one of those are the best option for you to get? In this video, I'll be doing a side-by-side comparison between the Samsung Portable SSD T9 and the Seagate expansion card. As usual, timestamps and links to everything that I mentioned in this video will be in the description. So if you see anything that sparks your interest, then feel free to check it out. First, let's start off with the physical appearance comparison. The Seagate storage expansion card is way smaller than the Samsung T9 SSD. In comparison, the Samsung T9 SSD is like 2.5 times bigger than the Seagate storage. I can literally make a fist and hide the Seagate storage in the palm of my hand, but for the Samsung T9 SSD, that is almost impossible. In terms of the ports, the Samsung T9 SSD has a USB-C port, which is pretty common these days, and the Seagate storage as a port that I've only seen on the Xbox Series X and S. With the Samsung T9 SSD, you get a LED indicator to show you when it is in use. However, on the expansion card from Seagate, you don't have any LED indicator to show when it's in use. The expansion card feels more metallic and delicate, and the Samsung T9 SSD feels more rubbery and rugged and even more durable. I was able to plug in the expansion card and it was ready to be used. While for the Samsung T9 SSD, I had to go through a few steps before it was ready to use. If you want to see more details on how to use the Samsung T9 SSD on the Xbox, I did an in-depth video on how to do that, so check that out. A link will be in the description. Now let's do a transfer speed test. This is me transferring Battlefield 5 from the Xbox internal storage to the Samsung T9 SSD. This is me transferring Battlefield 5 from the Xbox internal storage to the Seagate storage expansion card. This is me transferring Battlefield 5 from the Seagate storage expansion card to the Xbox internal storage. This is me transferring Battlefield 5 from the Samsung T9 SSD to the Xbox internal storage. Also guys, this is me transferring from the expansion card to the Samsung T9 Portable SSD. So let's see how long it takes. Alright guys, so this is how fast Battlefield 5 will load from playing it off the expansion card. So I'm gonna click on Battlefield now and let's see how fast it loads to the main menu. Alright guys, so this is the load time for Battlefield 5 on the Samsung T9 Portable SSD. So let's click open. Alright guys, so now we're gonna do some game tests on the expansion card. So let's first find a match to play real quick. So now we're currently looking for a squad. So far the gameplay in the menu part, it's not lagging at all. It's just playing pretty smooth, so no complaints there so far. So this is the gameplay on the expansion card. As you can see, pretty smooth. I am running, I am jumping. Respawn time is very fast, like you're playing on the internal storage. Let's jump over here. That's the gameplay right there on the expansion card. Let me know if you guys saw any lags while I was playing. Me personally, I didn't see any lag or any glitches or anything. Everything was running smooth. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and hit play. Let's do multiplayer. Let's do conquest, cause why not? And just do play. So right now we're just waiting to find a squad. So yeah, we're in the map already. I think we're still waiting on some more players to start. As you guys can see up there, we're waiting for players to get the round started. But you can still walk around, you can still fire your gun, you can still do all those fancy stuff. And I don't see any glitches or anything while I'm playing it, honestly. I don't see any difference between playing it on the expansion card versus the Samsung T9 Portable SSD. It kind of feels the same, honestly. Let me know if you guys see any difference, honestly. If I said I see a difference, I would be lying, but there could be difference, but it's not noticeable to my eyes. The first advantage with the Seagate storage expansion card is that you can play any Xbox games directly from it, as if you were playing the game directly from the internal storage on the Xbox. The next advantage is that you'll be able to connect this to your Xbox without needing to use an extra cable. All you have to do is just plug it directly in the Xbox, and this leaves your setup to look more cleaner. The final advantage is that this is an official secondary storage for the Xbox. It's literally just plug and play. No additional steps is needed. Now for the advantage for the T9 SSD, the first advantage is that it can be cheaper than the Seagate storage expansion card depending on which capacity you're going with. Also guys, so another advantage I found with using the external SSD instead of the expansion card is that you can have up to 3 external SSD connected to your Xbox right here, because you have like 3 USB ports, so you have a lot of options with the external SSD right here. Another advantage is that if you decide to use the Samsung T9 for something else other than gaming, you can use it on other devices to store other files. Now let's talk about disadvantages. The first disadvantage for the Seagate storage expansion card is that you cannot use it for anything else but the Xbox. The second disadvantage is that it is more expensive than the Samsung T9 SSD. And in terms of disadvantage of the Samsung T9, one is that it will not look as clean when you connect it to your Xbox because you will have a extra cable laying around in your setup. The next disadvantage is that you cannot play games that are optimized for the Xbox Series X or S directly from the Samsung T9 SSD. You can still store games that are optimized for the Series X and X and transfer them back to your internal storage when you're ready to play it. Those are the disadvantage and the advantage of the Samsung Portable SSD T9 and the Seagate storage expansion card. Let me know in the comment section if you know of any other disadvantage or advantage with these devices. Now here are my final thoughts. Personally, I think that if you're a true Xbox gamer, you should definitely go with the Seagate storage expansion card. The only way you should get the Samsung T9 SSD instead is if you plan on using it to store other documents or you are on a tight budget. But please note that you can only do one thing with the Samsung T9 SSD. You can't store games and other files on it. It can only be games and games only, or documents and documents only. But overall, I think that both storage devices are great. Now in terms of performance while playing games on the Samsung T9 versus playing games on the expansion card right here, I don't really see any difference. There's barely any difference. Like, you still can game fast on the Samsung T9 just as how you can game fast on the Seagate expansion card right here. But just note that in terms of like transferring over games, it is faster to transfer game to this expansion card here versus the Samsung T9. That's the only difference that I saw in terms of speed. Thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel if you aren't already, and leave a comment down below in the comment section. Which one of these storage are you going with for your Xbox? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.